Hi guys, like to welcome you guys all back to my channel. I am back, I am well, and my voice is back. So it's now time to do some videos. If you guys have not seen Najiri, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I just realized I never really said your name out loud. But Onyx Pages here on YouTube, I'll leave a link to her video down below. She created this back from Booknet Fest tag, which is more of like a reflection tag. And I didn't get to do the going to Booknet Fest one. I honestly didn't know it existed, but this one I know exists. So we're going to like jump right into it before I go to my event. Stop for a moment. We're going to do our hair check and our lipstick check. This wig, I've already reviewed it. I'll leave a link to it down below. And the lipstick choice of today is the NYX Liquid Suede and Subversive Socialite with Wet n Wild's lip gloss in Violet and Furs on the top. I haven't done a glossy in a really long time, but today we're doing it. So like I said, back to the questions. So, question number 1 is, explain your Booknet Fest experience in one word. I would say the one word I would describe it is uplifting. Number 2 is, what was your favorite session and why? So for that one, I need to look up the specific title of it, and I'll try to put it here. But it was the last session that I listened to, which I know had Onyx Pages and Adriana and Kev. And then I think Marines was moderating. And it was basically like, you know, I review books and I do this, where it actually turned into a very interesting conversation about identity and the way that you being who you are and having the platform that you have, you can actually use it for good. And it was very interesting to hear the different ways that each one of the booktubers on stage use their platform to educate people, even though they don't have to. And for that, I'm like, kudos, because I don't know how y'all have the patience, because, for example, Adriana and Kev, they both, they speak a lot about their identity in terms of being non-binary. And that was a topic for me where I haven't encountered a lot of non-binary people in person, but I've seen them online. But I never really thought about it, which is a privilege moment on my end. So I got to learn a lot about that. I follow both of them now on YouTube. The best part about Booknet Fest, honestly, was just meeting the people you watch online and seeing them in person. Number 3 is, what's the most interesting thing you learned? The most interesting thing that I learned was, actually, I answered that in question number 2. There's just so many people. There's so many different people who have different experiences, where even I had to stop and think, like, do I have a privilege in this section? Like, I've never been in an environment where it was so diverse that I could actually ask that question and it'd be a valid question. So there's that. Number 4 is, were there any conversations that you had at Booknet Fest that you think we should keep talking about as a community for the rest of the year? Obviously, the conversation about diversity still needs to happen. I felt like the small platform, big platform panel was going to be where we got to kind of deep dive into that conversation, but it was made very clear that a lot of people were very uncomfortable. So we haven't quite figured out the best way to navigate that conversation, but it is a conversation that not only needs to keep happening, but I feel like I need to actually put my footprint in, because I've always just watched other people and co-sign with what they said, but I've never actually used my voice. But another conversation that I think should be had is a conversation specifically around depression and anxiety, because a lot of people, unfortunately, identified heavily with both of those. It was a lot of different conversations, but I especially noticed that a lot of people were like, you know, they said they suffer from depression and severe anxiety. And like, I felt for them, because I know what that's like. And without getting help, it's such a scary place to be. So I would actually like a deep dive into mental health, even on BookTube or just life in general. Life is stressful, and we actually didn't touch on that much in these panels, but I would actually love to, well, there was an escapism panel, but I would love to deep dive heavy into that. Number 5 is, what was the most memorable moment? I had so many. First of all, the meet and greet where I got to meet people who I've watched online. We've conversed through social media, and like I got to meet them in person. Booking Jordan, Luxurious Blue, obviously Oshi Reads, so many people. And then I met some amazing new people that I did not know I needed in my life, like Tina, Amber, Shane, I knew. Oh, Ghost Reader, Justin, India. Oh my gosh, it's so many people. I can't name them all. If I didn't name you, don't worry, I didn't forget you. I just suck with these kind of tags. But meeting the people was my best thing. And then obviously one of my highlights was we were taking photos, and there was a Black booktuber photo, which I know somebody's gonna get upset about that. You'll be okay. We were there. Like, I'll insert the picture. We were thick. Like, we showed out this year. I was so proud of that photo. Like, I almost had like a thug tear moment, but you know, thugs don't have tear ducts. But I think that was one of my highlights. Just seeing that we are actually a presence. It was like, wow, like, we got to do this more often. We came through, and it was so nice seeing the representation, Latinx, non-binary, queer. It was so many different groups of people represented. It was so nice. It's like, whoo, we are out there. So it was just, that was my moment, I guess. That was my almost thug tear moment. Number 6 is, in what ways does Booknet Fest add value to the bookish community? I've never been to BookCon or the big one, but my experience at Booknet Fest gave me my book community that I've always wanted. Not a lot of my friends and family read the way that I read, which is fine. I love them still, but I've never been around other Black people who happily read, and they read the things I read, or they're just happy to read. It's not something that is heavily in our community, rather. It was great to just be around like-minded people, and all of us have like the same love for books. I got great book recommendations from people that I would have never talked to if I never got to go to BookFest. We had hot tub conversations. We had sit around and eat French fry conversations. We had so many different, let's just sit and talk and chill conversations. I did not get to utilize the pool as much as I wanted to, but that's really what I felt. That it made me want to keep going and want to do collaborations and just keep the ideas that I have, keep them out and keep them going. Also, like, turns out people actually like me. I'm a little self-conscious in that category, where I feel like my personality is a little too bold and a little too big sometimes, that it might throw people off, and it was nice that it didn't. Number 7 is, show us your swag, book swap treasures, or something great you got from a vendor. Ooh. I got a book. Y'all, I got a book. Shoot! What did I do with that book? I don't even know what I did with it. I'm going to have to insert a video, because I actually got a book from, it's a new publishing company, and they were giving out books. I actually had their bookmark, and on the bookmark they had a book that they didn't get to bring with them because of the potential hurricane. But like, I am going to actually order that book, and I do plan on reading that book after the throwback-a-thon. I got that book. Like, I didn't do the book swap this year. I forgot to bring my books, but next year I'm definitely bringing the book swap, because I saw some of the books that some of my new friends came out with, and they banked during this book swap. So if you were thinking about if you should do it next year, you definitely should, because the vendors were cute. I'm actually debating if I want to be a vendor next year, so we'll see. Number 8 is, shout out a few content creators who inspired you at BNF. Obviously, Onyx Pages was a huge inspiration to me. And Adriana, I swear I can never remember your YouTube channel name, but after hearing you speak on that panel, I've watched a good majority of them. Your 5 reasons to watch Gods of Shadow, Jade and Shadow. I got the book from the library, so thank you. Jessie, I forgot their booktube name as well. Jeez, I'm failing. Oshi Reads, who's obviously a friend of mine anyway, but I've always enjoyed how she speaks. She's so eloquent when she speaks. It's very thoughtful, and you can tell that there's actually a process when she speaks. So I love her. Luxurious Blue, who is one of the kindest souls I've ever met online. So to realize that he was the exact same way in person definitely warmed my heart. It was so great to meet you. I think I said that to you like a million times. Let's see. Derby. I forgot I'm sorry. I'm going to try to link everybody that I met and all of their social media down below. But I met this girl named Derby. I only remember you've got amazing green hair, and we had a great conversation. I think it was like 1:00 in the morning, but it was great to meet you. I've met so many great people at Booknet Fest. It's just highly recommended. Oh, Amber Dior. Forgot you. Didn't forget you. Just forgot to shout it out. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this, guys. Number 9 is, if you plan to come back next year, is there anything you'd want to change? A, I would like to bring my bathing suit. 2, I would actually like to utilize the quiet room. Well, not even the quiet room, but taking that time to myself. Socially speaking, I get very overwhelmed when I'm around a lot of people and I don't know you. I get nervous. I sweat a lot. I feel like I have to exert a lot of energy. That's my extroverted introvertness. And I kind of like wear out to where I accidentally zone out on people. And it's not that I'm disinterested, it's that I have no energy. And I feel like maybe I should have skipped a panel, or after lunch, I should have like taken some time to just kind of like wind myself back up to go back out there again. From a social perspective, I just get overwhelmed. It's just what it is. So I reached this threshold where I'm like, all right, I'm tired of talking to people. I don't want to do this no more. And I had to keep pushing myself. Granted, I survived. And I think only Oshale noticed that I was like accidentally checking out, and I kept pulling myself back. But I would definitely utilize the quiet room a little bit this next year. I want to participate in the book swap. I actually would like to be on a panel or get my book club, a seat at the table book club. I would like to get that book club in as a panel and have a live book show. And I think that would be really cool. I have some panel ideas that not necessarily I would be good to speak on, but I met a lot of different people who I think would work on these panel topics, and it would be great to see if they actually worked. So, other than that, I don't think I'd change anything. I enjoyed Booknet Fest a lot. I had no idea what to expect, but I enjoyed it a lot. Number 10 is, please share your prom portrait or any other photos, videos of yourself having fun at Booknet Fest. So there are a lot of videos out there already. I'm going to try to list the Booknet Fest vlogs that I already know are up, and I know that I'm in them. But I will try to post the few pictures that I took. I was not a good booktuber. I was not a good social media influencer on this trip. I was just in the moment. I did not take enough pictures. I did not take any video. I should have vlogged it. I did not take any Bookstagram photos with my new friends. Next year, though, we're doing all of that. So just so y'all know, in case you're watching, love you guys. But we're going to be real influencers on this next trip. Okay, guys, so that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, like I said, I didn't actually vlog Booknet Fest, but I know a lot of these new friends that I now am buddies with, I know that they did. So I'm going to try to leave a link to every one of their channels. And if I can't find their channel, I will leave their Instagram name or their Twitter so you can go there and just support everybody. There's no reason not to subscribe to these people if you like reading books. That's just what it is. So again, thank you guys so much for checking out my channel, and until the next time, guys, bye.